there were some comments made by Emma Raducanu actually at Queen's about prize money. She was asked in press about it, about the just general, lack of lack of parity between what the men are getting at Queen's this week to what the women, got last week. The prize money is very different. Good news is that it is coming in 2029. Queens have pledged that they will be doing equal prize money. That's actually 4 years ahead of what is mandated, to sort of where they've got to be doing that. So that's great. But yeah, Emma Raducanu basically was asked about prize money in women's tennis, and she responded to say that she's not really playing for money. It's not her main motivation. And she's just basically not wanting to get involved. She's not going to take a stand either way. And she doesn't feel like she's sort of playing for money. A lot of people have sort of criticized these comments. The word privilege is being banded around a bit. She's worth £10 million estimated worth. So is it, she might not be playing for money, but others certainly are. Chris, what was your take on these comments when you first heard them?
I think it's quite out of touch. And there were some sort of incorrect things that she said as part of that. She said the tournament prize money was the same for Masters and 1000 events, and that's not the case either. So when she says that she's out of touch and she doesn't necessarily follow these things or kind of get involved, I think if you're going to comment, you should have some sort of understanding of what is going on, because actually the winner of Rome, for example, would have received less money than the men's. It's getting closer and closer in prize money, but it is about 100k lower there. It was actually almost half the year before. So there is a wave of things going in the right direction, which I think is positive. But I do think you can't really say you don't feel like you're playing for money, because you literally are playing for money. That's what's happening here, because you have the luxury of winning a slam, which is a fantastic achievement, but then the endorsements did come in, and a lot of endorsements came in, meaning that you probably don't ever have to work again, which means that yes, you're choosing to be on the court because you enjoy it, but it is also a career, it is a job, and it is a workplace. And so I think that does sort of take something away from what is happening here, especially with the WTA trying to make it a better workplace and move forward in this way. But for me, the disappointing thing is that Emma doesn't necessarily make the right call on things like this. And I remember at Wimbledon, she said she didn't know the general election was on, and I think being oblivious
Mm,
to things is
yeah.
fine. But I think when it comes down to equality, I didn't love the fact that she was so out of touch on this side of things. So I'd like her. Not saying everyone has to campaign for this, but to acknowledge the fact that a lot of incredible things were done by the original nine. Campaigning for parity with men should be important, and it seems like she's just not really bothered by it, which is maybe a sign of the times. But also, I think I'd like to see a bit more from someone who is looked upon as a role model and does have such a big platform.
Yeah, I was just about to, the words role model just came into my head when you were articulating that, because I thought if you compare like Emma to a Coco Gauff, who is very politically engaged, does a lot for tennis and outside of tennis, and you sort of look at Emma and you think, well, she does have her head in the sand a little bit, and yeah, I think there are better role models out there probably for women's tennis, but at the same time, she's coming from her own circumstances and her own experience, and she's got a load of other stuff going on that maybe we're not privy to. So I don't really want to pass personal judgment. But Joel, where are you sitting on this one? How sort of in favour of those comments are you, or not?
Yeah, I think it does sort of contrast with all the good things that that people are doing in terms of trying to bring the equal prize money conversation. I mean, it's been a conversation that's been going around forever. So maybe Emma just maybe needs to be a little bit more aware of kind of the context, particularly with events like like Queens, where it's come out this week that they're looking to kind of build equal prize money by 2029. So you see kind of stories like that, and then you see kind of British number one, now the British number one say, oh, I'm maybe like, I'm not actually that interested in money. It's sort of kind of like they're sort of juxtaposing a little bit with each other, but maybe just being a little bit more aware of the context around her.
But even just being like, you know what, I'd like the same share of the pot as they get. We're playing the same number of sets, same court. Even just having a bit more punch in what she's saying, I would appreciate. Because,
Mm,
for example, at this year's tournament, the ladies champion took home 141,000 euros. the men's finalist receives €253,000. So it's not that similar, because the finalist is receiving a significant
Mm.
amount more, and then for the men's side of things, the winner gets €471,000. So there is not really parity there. So I think it was the perfect opportunity to maybe highlight the fact that more needs to be done. But if you're not aware, I understand that you can't say anything in that space. But how much do you think of it is down to the fact that a player like Emma, who's ranked at 36 now, they would be much more engaged with the prize money side of things, and some of the decision making about where to play tournaments would be about prize money because that's so important to sustaining your career, and your team, as Emma says. Do you think that because of the background that she's had of winning a slam first and getting the endorsements, she's not as tuned in? Because I know some players are choosing to
Yeah.
play in Europe, Joel, as opposed to in the UK because of money.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of, I mean, I feel like this conversation always comes up with the British grass court season around tax, and basically the fact is, in the UK, you get taxed a lot more on your winnings versus, I think, on prize money versus if you played in Europe, and that is a reason why a lot of the top players stick in Europe. I mean, you look at the Berlin Open; I think it's got like 9 of the top 10 players in the rankings playing there. So I do think there's maybe that kind of like element to it as well. And there's no doubt that, having that buffer of sponsorship opportunities, I think is really helpful. And I
Yeah.
wonder if the conversation would be different if, she wasn't in a really privileged position to kind of get all these opportunities, particularly around, Wimbledon grass court season, and yeah, just generally through the tour.
Yeah, and I guess wild cards as well, you still get a
Mm.
paycheck when you do get in there as well. But I guess it's also then a case that we were saying that Carlos Alcaraz isn't playing for money. I think I remember when some of these questions were
He's
asked
paying for his
around.
bar tab in Ibiza.
Yeah, he's got some bills to play. He lost a few bets over in Ibiza, but I think there were this comments about the six king slam or six slam kings. I can't remember how it was done, and I think Yannick Sinner said he wasn't playing for the money. A few people tried to say not playing for the money, and Alcaraz is like, "Yeah, I'm here for the money. It's great." So I think it depends where you're going and what your motivations are. But I do think when it comes to the equality side of things, there are bigger things at work than bringing home a paycheck or not being aware of the paycheck you're receiving.
Well, despite the tax, Carlos Alcaraz is in London at Queen's as the top seed. Jack Draper is here as the second seed. We've had a number of matches already taking place today, some Brits in action. Dan Evans got the better of Francis Tiafoe in straight sets earlier on, which was fantastic for the Brits.